much and welcome back to the program tonight. The ruling APC is facing growing internal pressure as it moves forward a crucial national convention, one that could redefine its leadership structure ahead of the 2027 election. Allegations of imposition, concerns over internal democracy, and speculations about a possible tenure extension for current party leaders and stirring tensions within the ranks of the party. At the same time, opposition parties are mounting sustained criticism while Nigerians grapple with economic hardship and persistent security challenges, raising a bigger question: can the APC maintain unity and public confidence going into the next election cycle? I'm being joined by a chieftain of the APC, Honorable Cletus Obun, who is live for us here in our studio. Thanks so much, and it's good to see you after such a long time.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Now, what is going on in your party? There is agitation, and people are afraid that they will not allow them to participate. Some of them have bought forms, paid monies, but they are afraid that there's going to be some kind of coronation. That's what they call it.
No, I think those who are familiar, those who are doing this are those who are just coming into the party. Those who know the tradition of the party will know that there's always a trajectory, and there's always a convention, a tradition in the party in which decisions are taken prior to this to prevent intra-party crisis. The intentment of that is to ensure that party leadership meets at all levels: zonal level, south-south, northeast, southeast, southwest. They meet at that level, then come and aggregate and congregate at the national level to agree at the caucus, national caucus level, and at the national executive committee meeting and the national working committee meeting, and then the leadership meets. Now, under that arrangement, whatever brushes, whatever disagreements, whatever issues that will arise and challenges anticipated are dealt with at that level. So what you get and what you are calling coronation is nothing but consensus. And that's why it has been not just institutionalized, it has now been legalized using the constitution of the party. Indeed, if you watch also a national electoral law, presently as it is, has also tried to, as much as possible, make internal party democracy not just compulsory but compulsive. The whole idea is to ensure that you create and bring down as much temperature.
But why are legacy members of the party angry that they have been denied opportunity for the elected position and forms to run for elected position at the National Convention?
Yes, that will come in some areas, for instance, where governors are just joining the party. Those who are legacy members are naturally and have been over the years. It is a continuous tradition that I think the national leadership, led by Ashwadu himself, who is very familiar with these complaints, must have to step in and firmly control it. Otherwise, it will be an implosion. Let me tell you one tradition that an average legacy member will not do. They are not going to jump camp. They will sit back there and face. You can impose your party leaders, you can impose your candidates, you won't impose the votes. Therefore, the president himself, who has gone through the opposition with this type of tendencies, is going to naturally come out. People like Baba Akonde, who was the pioneer interim chairman and became chairman later on. People like Adam Soshomole, who have been national chairman and been governors under this opposition, will definitely come and step in to ensure that we do not get the kind of crisis that is anticipated. Legacy members across the country are crying wolf. Presently, anybody buying from is not familiar with what should happen because positions, first of all, have to be zoned. Are we retaining them? For instance, the Northwest was keeping the senior presidency, deputy presidency, and the national chairman in Ganduje. Now that he's gone and it is in the North Center, will the position still be retained? Some members of the National Working Committee have been sitting there for 8 years mandatory as required by the constitution of APC. If you keep them for another term, they'll be breaking the law. So are you still going to maintain them?
So what are you now asking the party to do?
First, sit back and look at those positions. For instance,
but the party says it has to retain the zoning arrangement.
They can't retain it. The reason is because, let me take the South-South as a template. In our tradition in APC from ACN, you combine Edo Delta and give them a National Working Committee position. Bayelsa Rivers get a National Working Committee position, and Cross River Akwa Ibom gets one. In the present dispensation, in the last dispensation, the secretary in the case of Akwa Ibom Cross River was from Akwa Ibom. So when you bring a National Working Committee position, it comes to Cross River, which was the national woman leader held by Dr. Betta Edu. The second position was National Vice Chairman, which was for Bayelsa Rivers. It went to Victor Gedam, who is serving his second tenure in Rivers Bayelsa. And then Edo Delta were to take the National Publicity Secretary, which is Felix Moka, sitting there today. When Betta was appointed minister, Dr. Betta was appointed minister, that position ought to have a second nomination from Cross River. On the contrary, it went to Dr. Lele in Edo State. So Edo Delta now has National Publicity Secretary and National Woman Leader, while Cross River and Akwa Ibom are left without a position as we speak today in the National Working Committee. What that means is that in taking decisions about what will happen in the state, those two states will not have anybody to go and have a meeting with their people, killing the position about equity and about presence of party.
So you're saying that going into the National Convention,
yes,
the party has made its stance known, retained the zoning arrangement, and they have given their position. But it's almost an impossibility that you are putting forward right now, because if the party said this is how we are going into it, and people are already gearing up because the convention is just next week, are you saying the party is in a problem?
It is not cast in stone. These things have been done even on the floor of the National Convention. When these genuine concerns are raised, you cannot expect Akwa Ibom and Cross River to stay without a National Working Committee position, even the one that was zoned. The zoning of 2022 is what we are dealing with. It has not been consummated. And some people are being displaced by this singular action. And I'm very sure that people have not called attention to it because they imagine that it is sacrosanct that they said retain. What they mean by retain is the position for the South should remain there. Vice chairman is automatic for every zone. But the other positions like National Working Committee, National Publicity Secretary, National Woman Leader, and the Vice Chairman are already sacrosanct. Deputy Treasurer, which was zoned to Edo State, and then, of course, Deputy Welfare Officer zoned to Cross River Akwa Ibom, which was in Akwa Ibom by Dr. Chris Hartman, is the one holding that position. While Mrs. Osofo, Honorable Osifo is the Deputy National Treasurer in Edo State today as we talk. That means that Edo and Delta have 3 positions, while Cross River Akwa Ibom has only 1 deputy position, which is Deputy Welfare Officer. So if you leave the thing as it is today, that means that inequity, inequality, and the very preaching of the Constitution, Article 20, Article 18, deals with the issue of equity, which is enshrined even in the Nigerian Constitution under Section 14 of the Nigerian Constitution, talking about equity of states and equality of regions and princes not being marginalized. So if you do not go back now and say, Cross River, take back your woman leader or public secretary from Delta, return to Cross River, you can't keep the 2 there and keep another deputy position in Edo State. So you take 1, either woman leader returns to Cross River or you bring public secretary to Cross River. So in that way, you are balancing the 3 equitable positions and aligned states of Delta, Edo, Bayelsa Rivers, and Cross River Akwa Ibom. To leave Cross River Akwa Ibom out of it is dangerous.
It's a big crisis, and I hope that your party will fix it before then. But thank you so much, Honorable Cletus Obun, for this time that you have spared for us. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Man, thanks for watching. I'm Sean Wakimale. God bless Nigeria.